Good morning, afternoon, evening, and welcome back. I have brought my cam back, but the key lights are still non-functional. I did send them to, let's say, a kind of specialist. Hopefully we can try to fix them and see if he can get it back, can get them back working again. But for now, there's plenty of light. It's still early, 10 o'clock in the morning here. So it should be enough to at least have the cam working. Well, today we're going to jump back into level design, Doom 2 Annie, episode 1. I've made some significant progress. So normally it shouldn't take too long. We're just doing like a final geometry pass. See where I can improve the level design a little bit. Adding some details, kind of do the proper shading as I did in episode 2. And then it's just, we're gonna bring in some additional scripting as well, because when I was working on episode 2, there was this industry vet who actually offered to create an entire soundtrack for the mod, which means I have a lot of tracks I can use, and they are very different from the ones that were present in the original episode 1. A few of those tracks actually lend very well to like chaotic combat situations, and there aren't really any scripted combat scenarios in episode 1 where, by that I mean where you get locked in a certain area and you have to fight like a sort of like an arena inside the map. Well, I actually did bring I gave it more attention in episode 2, where there are a few instances. I think almost every map in episode 2 actually has that kind of like final encounter or arena. Now this is not going to be easy to do that in every map in episode 1. A few maps might lend themselves better towards that. But the first map, probably not. So I think it's okay to not have it present in every map. We'll see. I have to go over, the tracks I used in episode 2. See what is left for episode 1 maybe. Now it's okay to reuse a few tracks, because the original game did it as well. But not too much, because I think I have 11 tracks. And there are going to be 12 maps in total in the game. So, it should be okay. But we'll see. I do have I have these ambient tracks as well, because I feel like for the non-combat sections or non-heavy combat sections, like more the exploring part, I feel they lend better to create that ambient dark atmosphere throughout the maps. I think those tracks were used, or actually, yeah, I think they were used in Doom 64. Or they're gonna like alternatives to those, maybe not the original tracks. Can't remember really, but they're really good and are perfect for exploring the more calmer parts of the level. So let's jump in and see what we can do on this sunny Sunday. Okay, so the actual skybox is completed. not much work here remaining, actually none at all. So we're gonna leave it like that. This part I can leave unaltered because it's not gonna show. Because in order for this to show, actually, if you want to see this from a viewpoint, you would have to have a window that is kind of aligned here on this side of the level. But most of the windows are either here or here. So that means you can see this part or this part. And there's one actually on this side, which actually is this one. So this is the only window where you can see this factory. And the rest, it's actually pretty simple. Like, if you want to know where to add detail in a skybox, you just have to look at the windows you created. Like, this is an outside part, so this is on the right. So everything behind this viewpoint, this is the view starting point. Everything on the right, you can actually see. Same goes, for the left, same goes for the right, bottom and top. So that's an easy way to kind of think about, like, where do you need to put in the effort in your skybox. Let's start by going over the level. And see where we need to put in a little bit of work. So we're gonna start right at the start area. So the main thing right here, what I could do is add a few windows. I don't think I'm gonna invest too much in sector portals here, because I feel like the skybox really does enough already. There's no real extra value to adding like a lot of detail, because specifically for this map, because I'm gonna need it in the other maps absolutely, but for this map there are no outside areas. This mostly take place inside the base, and there's like a cave section, but that's also enclosed. So what I need to do here is actually I already did the shading here. What we might do here, and that is something I kind of need to think how I'm gonna actually do that for these doors. These are attenuated lights. You can already see. If you use regular lights, you can see it clearly creates this more vibrant lighting. As you can see, it's a lot less subtle, but I kind of like it better this way. Really draws, you can use subtle lights. You kind of have to see where they would fit best. Like there, that's also attenuated. They are more less harsh, like more very soft channel lighting. And they are appropriate in certain sections. This is more like, not really functional, but more like visual. Like it really draws attention, like there. These are also. So here, of course, the same thing with the shading, just because of these lights. I don't know, it's attenuated as well. Let's see, what is this? Oh, it's also attenuated. I'll be damned. I wish they would, like, you know, in Half-Life, you had these textures that could emit light, which is really cool. I wish I had something like this in GZ Doom. That would have eliminated the need for all of these lights. Could that be a feature? I still need to upgrade to GZ Doom. By the way, and that's what I wanted to show. There's like a very interesting development. There is a derivative port from GZ Doom, which is called, hold on, let me see. That's actually very interesting. I think, what was it? Oh yeah, this one. UDO engine. Can we actually bring it up here? Now look at this. This is pretty cool. That is, you know, extremely interesting to actually use this. So it is UDO engine. I never heard of it. And he's actually, the developer is actually building a game. So it's based off of VK Doom actually. VK Doom with a brand new spatial hash-driven renderer. Based on VK Doom, and VK Doom is actually the engine I wanted to use for the sequel for Annie because of the extraordinary lighting capabilities. It really kind of has this, you could really create this Doom 3 vibe using VK Doom. Unfortunately, it was discontinued. But apparently, as I discovered, you know, the UDO engine is not really sure like where there's no link to it. So I don't think it's available to the public. I think it's just at the moment. But if you look at Neuros, look at this level. This is truly a work of art. Using the, I guess the what was it? UDO engine. So that's pretty amazing. So that is actually, you know, it looks very good. If I see what he's capable of, I kind of feel like this is, you know, it's gonna be like a great game. There is unfortunately no link to like a website or something where you can learn more yet. But I'm like, you only got 47 posts. So this is actually a very interesting development when it comes to, you know, the continuation of VK Doom. Look at this. This is, you actually can use the, because there was like a liquid test video on, I think GZ Doom actually, where they displayed like amazing liquid physics, really like next level. I think I shared that once. But as you can see, like water, like that's a shader, but they did some tests. So it looks really promising. This is definitely something to keep an eye on. And if he can somehow manage to have actual collision based on the model, then that is the future of, you know, Doom modding, I think. If you want to take it to like a higher level, of course, and not just like standard Doom behavior. But this is, wow. So there's like, he actually, I haven't really looked into the all of his posts, so this is like new to me as well. But as you can see, it's really, there are very interesting developments here. So yeah, this is looking really, really promising. Like Shadow, really cool. And like, if you just look at the, like what he's building, like the game looks really interesting as well. Very cool. I didn't know it was already that far. Low poly highway playset. Like, if he can actually manage to create collision for the models, yeah, I said this is something I would have immediately jump on and get cracking. Like, good stuff, good stuff. So that's that, you know. There are a lot of interesting developments. But actually, what I was looking for was actually if there's like bright maps or dynamic lights. Allowing objects or specific textures to act as light sources. What? Can you do that for textures? I don't think it's actually... Is it possible? Yes, GZoom textures can emit light, but they do not do so by default, of course. The hell is that? I'm not really sure if it's actually, if it is a possibility. Let's not spend too much time on it. We can always figure it out later. But it would be like, it would be insanely cool if you can actually have this texture emit light by itself. Like this would eliminate the need for like all of these dynamic lights to make it look good. It's not the worst. It's like, you know, it's not the greatest solution, but I have to deal with it at the moment, at least. And I wish there was like a way to override, like, you know, even if you have this dark shading, it also affect the lights. I wish there was a way to override that. But you know, you can't have everything. You could work around this, but to create a sector, and just setting custom brightness to textures doesn't do anything actually. No. But we can actually do some. Like this is really unnecessary to have like 4, so we can do a little bit of cleanup. For these, it's different because. Unfortunately, you cannot really like steer the lighting into one specific part. This is always circular. So the bigger it gets, the more it bleeds out into the surrounding, which you basically do not want. You want it really to look like the light comes from this texture. This one is also a little bit unnecessary. So we can actually lower this a little bit and raise. What I want to do here probably is actually, I do have these special computer sets. Hold on just a second. Where is it? Right here? No? Right. Ah. Okay, you can always. Okay, so let's actually try to make something out of this. If I remember where it was exactly. Right here. So. No. Okay. Like that. And actually, before I forget, let's actually fix this small issue here. There we go. Okay, that's fixed now. What I can do is actually create like a variant. I keep forgetting. Ah, here it is. Create this a little, make this larger like that, and then we can just split it. Create 2 different instances. Okay. Not really required. There we go. Now these lights actually can be removed entirely. There we go. Okay. Let's see, floor. So we need to realign the keyboard. Is that correct? Is it upside down? Oh. Okay, so yeah, spacebar of course is right there. Okay, actually this looks pretty neat. Let's see if we can do something similar. Oh. This one. Gonna kind of integrate it into the wall a little better. Give it a more computer presence, I guess. Proper cooling. You need cooling. And then we're gonna there was actually a nice texture. Let me pull it up right here. I'm not really sure if it exists in the same variant. Ah, here we go. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. That's that. Maybe just use this one instead. And then what I actually want to do is split these. I kind of wanted to, you know, because I thought it was too simple the way I originally did it. Kind of wanted to create that, give it more like a computer, like an actual computer vibe. Way it aligns a little better. There we go. Okay, that's good. Okay, can live with that. And now what we need to do is just, we can actually give this a little bit of shading here. And these lights actually, do they have, no, they don't have a brightness. Right, that's weird. Let's just leave it. It's kind of weird, like it doesn't work when I try to undo it. So we're gonna copy these lights because I used them throughout the computer parts here. Let's make sure properly align them. They can actually, they don't have to be completely centered. It's not a big deal. There we go. Okay, so this one actually, there. Okay. No, there we go. So we get 2 keyboards and then we can have 2 screens. Ceiling. Now I think this should be, yeah, it's kind of weird, like the way it's actually, it's displayed, it's like upside down. So you have to actually do it upside down in order for it to display properly. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Okay, so we can actually change this. There we go. And we have like 2 different computer, like I think this looks like a little better And we can actually have this, like in the original Doom, that's something I always kind of loved. Have this sergeant kind of look at the computer screen like he's actually working. And we can create, like, put another imp in here or something. There we go. Ambush players. There we go. So it's a small thing, but eventually it's lots of small things that make a huge difference. And of course this doesn't emit as much light as I would like, so we're gonna actually boost it up a little bit by making these regular lights. And that's, you know, as you can see, is a lot better. In this specific case, that's what I meant. Like, sometimes it's actually better to use like full-on lights, full bright. This is another part where, unfortunately, you cannot use the shading everywhere. I don't like that texture stretch. Like this one, I think we can do better here. And it's small, like I said, it's small. These are small details, but like just by adding this here. We have to remove the slopes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And we can actually decrease the lighting. Okay. This is kind of weird. Why do you need one to make it perfectly aligned? It's so weird. But as you can see, sometimes you need these tiny adjustments. There we go. Now, actually, like that. If you want, like, as you can see, it's like very. These are minor changes, but these are the original textures. There's not really much you can do about it. Which, of course, is not like a huge deal. I'm gonna use these, or we can use these actually. Also works. Yeah. Actually, even better. Shattered, what is up, buddy? Welcome back. How are you doing? Good to see you. So this texture looks pretty simple. Let's see if we can actually find something with proper bright maps. Like this one always works. Like, look at this. And of course we need to remove. It's actually pretty cool. Now, and it just matches. It's really cool. So remove the upper wall, and what we actually can do better is flip this, place it here. This will eliminate the need for. Oh, apparently it does nothing. Very strange. Okay. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. I had some problems with my key lights, but they're at the moment being checked by a specialist in these kind of type of things. I think it's actually better to just use these. It makes more sense from a metal standpoint. There we go. So hopefully, you know, he's able to fix the key lights. So I can, like now I have like daylight coming in. So it's easy. You know, I don't have to do much about the camera lighting, but I kind of need some key lights for the evening sessions. Like this is, to be completely honest, it feels a little bit out of place compared to the general lighting and atmosphere, like, if you know what I mean. So it might not be the best option here. What I'm gonna do is actually remove this because it feels, kind of looks strange. It's too dark, so we're gonna try something else here. The only thing is I'm not really sure what I can use. I do like some kind of computer panel. I guess you can never go wrong with this. If I don't use bright maps, I can actually use these instead. So it's, yeah, I think that might be better actually. You don't need to like put lights everywhere. I think we're gonna go with this. You can actually create like a new secret sector if you want. Can we actually do something else with this? Hold on just a second. I think I might have something. Oh, it might not align perfectly, but let's see how it looks before we make any decisions. That is actually not too bad. Okay, so now we got this. Let's see, let's view the floor textures. I think we can actually, ooh, that actually aligns, like that scales perfectly. Look at this. Beautiful. Now the only question is, what do we do here? Yeah. This is, of course, what one would call overkill. And then, of course, we could actually... Oh. I'm just hoping people will appreciate what I did here. So we're gonna just copy paste this. Let's see. And it actually looks, well, almost good. Okay. 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 That's definitely overkill. We are early today? Yes, indeed. I'm dynamic. I kind of adjust to what works out best at the moment. Okay, let's see if we can actually shade this. I want to see how it affects. Have you actually been here during the last few streams? I think this is still okay. Because I have been putting like a lot of work into this 3D skybox. Not really sure if you actually, if you saw it, like doing 3D models, bringing them in, so to kind of create like a little bit of a, give it like a more interesting visual skybox. I mean, instead of just, you know, the standard, which is also looking like, I really like this skybox. It looks great. But I thought, you know, by adding like a monorail or something, like some kind of, give it a little more context. Like you can clearly see like these are, like this is an industrial region, but it's not like, you know, it's there are some buildings here, but not over the top. And kind of looks like, well, almost looks abandoned. I think it's kind of fun to, like, it's not the case. Ah, okay. Well, then you haven't really missed much. Okay, you've seen the process. But you know, I did some changes here and there. What I did was actually, and it's very subtle, but in the last area, like here, I use, look at that, depending on the light, it emits a different color. Like this is just brightening the texture up a little bit. I have to keep that in mind. So, like, these are attenuated lights, but I'm probably gonna use full on, like, normal lights. And 3D models actually, you know, they actually they open up a lot more possibilities. And by that I mean, you can actually create like moving fans, which is really interesting. So what I did here, I need to actually, one thing I discovered was you can actually try, like, you can lower the amount of, like, the fog thickness just by a sector property. Wasn't really aware. So I kind of, you know, gave some more detail here to these outside parts. And this is kind of like, I wanted to bring that spider theme in just a little bit. Just, you know, to have like an indication that Annie is here. And this is of course episode 1, so it should be like become clear, not at the start of the level per se, because this would make sense. Like if Annie passed through this, it's like it's impossible. So it doesn't really make any sense. And because I don't use any arachnotrons in this map yet, this is like kind of like indicating that Annie has been through here, like somehow, you know. And her presence here becomes kind of clear. I did this with the webs. Like, you know, it doesn't really have to be super realistic, but you can clearly see that like there is something going on here with spiders. But it's still very early, so to speak. So it's just like more like a hint of things to come. And I will actually make it apparent in the other maps as well, because that was missing in episode 1. I kind of went really hard with the spider theme, like the props and everything, in the second episode. And it would be weird to have nothing of the sort in episode 1, because Annie kind of invades this base as well, you know. This is where it actually starts. This is where it all starts. So it's kind of weird to not have, you know, some proper webbing here. But, you know, it kind of worked out really nicely. And this is just, for me, this is enough. And of course, what I did here, actually, these are 3D models. I kind of wanted to give like proper lighting to the pool. I think it really adds to the atmosphere. Some hanging, what the hell is that? Oh, it's okay. Some hanging cables here will do wonders as well. Let's actually fix that while I'm here. These, of course, are There we go. Easily fixed. There we go. So we can actually use this as a base, as a reference to use cables like wires, front and back. Oh, we don't want to. You just flip these. I feel like it should. I wish I had more variance, but it's okay. You don't want to overdo it. But it's like, it's such a group, like it kind of breaks up even just a little. It kind of breaks up the visual here. Like the, you know, the visual, not really the visual, it kind of breaks up the, I don't know even how I should call it, but you know what I mean. So it doesn't look really all too symmetrical, even if it's very subtle. And like, as you can see, there's no really webbing or anything like this, because Annie, of course, she hasn't been here in this specific region. It's basically like she just, you know, she escapes and she's just pulling through tearing through the levels, and leaving, you know, the occupation to the demons. That's basically it. And one thing there is, actually, what is very interesting, what we can use. Let's see, does this work? Yeah, it already works. Okay, that's good. So this is kind of like what I did in episode 2, is actually bring in, like this is going to be a hub area, of course. So you have 2 levels you need to complete, and then you can go to the 4th level. So it's still a hub, but it's only like, you can go to 2 levels, where in episode 2 you can choose 3 levels. So I kind of want to do something different in each episode to kind of break it up a little bit. And I have the same selection order. So here, this is actually, you know, the theme, which is going to be heavily modified. Like I kind of went with a combination of like more wood and metal and tech, because I feel like you can do it really, like it's a little more creative, a little more unusual, so to speak. Doesn't make sense from a realistic standpoint, but that's okay. It's not really what I was going for anyway. So this is kind of like, you get a glimpse of what to expect. I kind of wanted to include nature as well a little bit, to kind of emphasize the, you know, that this base has been kind of abandoned for a while. And this is basically like a glimpse into what you can expect when you enter the teleporter. So episode 1 map 2 will kind of need to, I need to rework that a fair bit, because you know, it resembled too much, like it resembled episode 1 map 1 too much. I felt like it didn't really have like a distinctive. This is the entrance to episode 1 map 3. This area here, I kind of basically copy pasted it from, this is actually secret in episode 1 map 3. But I kind of wanted to make this the entrance because I thought it looked really cool to do something like that and have like a teleporter like underwater. So it also indicates like what you can expect when going in for map 3. So once you complete those 2 maps, these turn green and this lift will actually activate. Probably gonna need a switch here. To activate this lift. Yeah, and then you can actually go to the other maps. Oh, the final map actually, which is going to be like also not really like not an arena from the start, but if you played episode 1, you know which map. It's kind of like the sewer map, which is going to be reworked as well. I felt like some areas are a little too cramped, so we're going to open it up a little more, like we did in this episode. Like here, for example, like this region has been opened up a lot more. This was all closed off in the original mod, like in the original map. So you know, it looks like a little more combat friendly and updated to the let's say to the more modern standards. So I feel like this map has made some very significant improvements. I didn't want it to stray too far from the original design because I kind of liked it. It's a little more linear than, you know, many of the maps in episode 2. But I feel like it's a nice change of pace. I kind of wanted to explore, like there are 12 maps, so if you make all maps like the same type of engagement, it will get boring quickly. I was never like, because it's kind of like a trend, like many people really want like open world games, whereas for me I kind of like linear type of games as well. Open world games kind of like you have this really interesting introduction in many of those games. And then, you know, if you go through that initial scene or the initial level where you kind of get introduced to the world, and then the world opens up, you know, and after that, it kind of loses its, I don't know, it gets a little more boring, because, I don't know, well, it makes sense, of course, because you have to travel, you know, you do have encounters, monster encounters or whatever. But there's like, sometimes, and especially like, I don't know, I can't really think of a game that does it from recent memory. But, you know, you have to complete a certain amount of things before you can progress. And it's not always clear what you have to do. And it's like you're really like wandering around aimlessly almost until all of a sudden, bam, you reach a point where, you know, you actually progress in the story. And if you don't play like daily almost, it's sometimes hard to remember like what was the story again, you know? So it doesn't really, those games really don't really suck you in as much as linear games do. Or more linear games. Like for example, like Half-Life, it's a very linear game by nature. Very linear. But somehow, it doesn't really feel like that. If that makes sense. Let's see, what do I... which areas? This is also a new area. I opened up this because this was all closed, just a brick wall, which I thought was a little too cramped. So I kind of opened it up. Ah, look at that. No light. Okay, that's better. Now, attenuate. Oh, it is attenuate. Oh, it looks so bright. Okay. This is also completely unnecessary. And actually, even like you can even just use one here, but then make it a regular light. You can play around with the brightness. So easy, actually. Okay, it's good enough. Now the question is, what do we... Oh wait, I was actually working on something here. Need to do like a lighting pass, shading pass. That's okay. Well, it's not really a huge deal. Some sectors I have to leave alone because of the ceiling lights. And this one actually needs to have its brightness removed. There we go. So this actually was the area I was working on. I kind of give it a little more detail. That's fine. I give it like a different color. And these can also have some shading. What I'm probably going to do in the future is actually purely focus on gray boxing first for the entire map. Because it's yeah, actually should probably leave this alone. It doesn't really. Can we? Yeah. Probably should leave this alone. Although, just maybe the windows. Can I actually do that? Yeah. Now, they affect these lights, as you can see, unfortunately. That is a curse, a true curse. Why are these so far out, actually? Make any sense? Okay. Well, we could try, because this is actually close to the bottom, so the light isn't affected too much by the shading. It would be mostly here, but that's fine. Actually, what are you doing in there? There we go. We can maybe like try wherever we can without it feel like looking too much out of place. Let's see. Leave this alone. Unfortunately, there is no way to have these textures unaffected. I tried to work on different solutions, but unfortunately nothing seems to work. Very unfortunate. No, because we're gonna have to use combination, which is fine. It's not like this will really break, the visual style of the map. We just have some, let's say, odd appearances here and there. This actually doesn't make any sense. Didn't I change this actually? It's like these boxes are really inside the pillar. So what we can do, without breaking this entire sector, actually, it's actually fairly simple. That is 32. It's 22 and 20. Okay. So we need to remove these parts. Join. There we go. Okay. So No, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on. We just need to stretch these out, and actually if I just do it like this, it will make sense. Of course I have to, like, what is the equivalent? Alright, so view, ceiling, no, floor textures. Okay. So I kind of want 64. So it has to split right here. A lot of sectors, but I kind of need it. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So now we have something that makes sense, you know? Like this pillar is here, but it has good reason instead of being taken in by the crate. So that's okay. Now what we need is another 64. Okay, so actually that's very easy. There we go. I'll remove this one. Okay. And there we go. And thank you, UDMF, for making it so easy to manipulate these textures. Could never go back to the original. Like this it was a pain to do in the original. So this actually, our little friend here can move up. So this makes a little more sense, right? This barrel is crucial if you want to catch these. Should probably be a bigger reward. Gonna take a very small break. Be back in a few minutes. Oh shit, I didn't have my mic on. Well, you haven't missed much, really. Oh, that's, I think, the easiest way. Is to use like that. Now, I guess I kind of want to oh. Oh, what do you know? I actually missed the part. Snapping, damn it. Let's keep it a little more simple. Okay. This used to be a nightmare. Okay. So. Oh, what do you know? What the hell? Ah, wait a minute. That is so weird, man. Did I do it manually? What is up with YouTube? God damn it! Oh. Let's see if I actually... Is there a better way? No, I actually did the same here. Okay. I have to be consistent. I wonder, is there no... there's really no alternative. Okay. Okay. Can live with that. Well, yeah. Let's see. How did I... Oh yeah, that's actually quite nice. Use these. Kind of like those. So we can actually push it. Hold on. And instead of these, we're gonna use these because I feel like they suit better with the general look of this level. And we can actually go up one, like that. So we're gonna drop the shading here. Give this proper, there we go. And what we can do now is create a window. What is this actually? Oh, that looks quite nice. This is basically what we want. Only then adjust it to the height of this part right here. So we're gonna place it there. And of course we need to give these a sector tag. There's a lot of tags being freed up. You're getting new PC. Yeah, that's very nice. Unfortunately, the market is not really great at the moment. There we go. So I want to... Oh, God. Unfortunately, I have to do this manually. Because of the boxes I placed here. And these travel along these lines, okay. Well, they fit perfectly. Like, the RAM is pure insanity. The prices. We're really going backwards. But yeah. Like, I feel like this, I don't know. When it comes to like everything, when you know, economy-wise, we're just, I feel like we're going backwards. Whereas technology, you know, it should technically, like, it doesn't make any sense. Well, maybe it does make sense, I don't know, but it should actually be cheaper, become cheaper, you know. But that's just not how it works. But for some things don't make sense, like the RAM prices. It's these kind of weird practices where they for superior. Like I feel like they're actually, like, I read something that they were reverting back to older graphics cards. Like old parts becoming more expensive. You know, it's kind of like really, it's really evolving backwards. Now, the fun part here God, I don't want to mess with this, but it might be fine. Yeah. True. Yeah, I really feel like the best years are behind us. I don't want to sound too negative, but oh shit. Of course that's not possible. I didn't take these pillars into account. And perhaps we're just gonna leave it alone. Let's just stick to this. It's just fine. What I can do, and I think what would be interesting, hold on. We're gonna do something here to break up the ceiling, but in a more indirect way. Used 6. Yeah, true. Unfortunately. I can live with this. Okay, so now what I need to do is actually just need to bring it down a little bit. There we go. And then we can actually adjust it to our liking. Two should be enough. So weird, man. Oh yeah, I always forget. I can just use A. There we go, and this, wait, the bottom part is also, there we go. So, what we now can do, just copy this and change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if we can actually shade this. That actually works. Well, the shading does work. The floor part. Not on the. Yeah, we're gonna need this. Hold on. Can we actually? Is this actually shaded? Oh, it's already shaded. Okay, never mind then. So, what we did here is, well, kind of break up the ceiling. Give it a little more, and it's actually easy, like that. And that's the fun part, like, once you get the initial part down, you can just use tags and you don't have to do anything. Just assign tag 6 and you get the same result. Here we go. So this kind of like, I feel, doesn't do super much, but it definitely can enhances this area, like, make it feel like a little more, I don't know, crowded, because there's not really gonna be any combat in this area, so it doesn't really impact too much. What you can do is maybe trick. Oh, you can actually trick jump. So you can actually place. I can place something on there, and that makes it interesting, you know. I even forgot how I did it. Through here. Almost. I think we can actually, you know, I can safely put something on there. Oh, there we go. You can use this box. There we go. And then we can actually reach this part. So we can actually put like something nice here. What I do want to do. Probably lower the... because the crane, like, it has to make sense for the crane. Right? So we're gonna lower this. Like that. So the crane can actually, you know, it can rise. You have to use your imagination. It can rise. Don't think about it too much realistically, I guess. But yeah. It's just, I feel like it really enhances. Like, bricks can break the ceiling up a little bit. And we have these fancy outdoor areas. So that's enough for this map, I guess. I mean, this section. Okay. I think we are actually pretty much done. You know, aside from, of course, monster placement again, like balancing it a little bit. I have to rethink enemy placement. But I think from a level design, purely level design standpoint, I think we're done. Geometry standpoint more. Unless I missed some, you know, well, maybe here and there. A little bit of refinement. But you know, if we have like a release episode 1, I think we shouldn't touch this. It's already messing with my. There we go. Because these are 3D floors, and it's very hard to get the shading right. However, we can actually shade this floor, but then it doesn't make sense for this because somehow. Can we shade this? No, of course not. We can only shade the ceiling. Where is it connected? Oh, it's this part. It's kind of weird though. So we're not gonna do that. Sometimes I forget, like... However, we can add a light ceiling lantern. Now I just hope this actually sticks to the ceiling. And this kind of gives a little more sense as to why this area is lit up. If it were, yeah, it works. Oh, we can't shade that though. And that one. I'm probably gonna create like a less tall ceiling lantern. Like that. And maybe add another one. Like that. Why is this? It probably has a reason. Probably. Although, yeah, no, it didn't have a reason. Oh wait, it did have a reason. Oh, hold on a second. Oh. Okay, now I'm entering a very dangerous. We cannot change this because it's connected to the upper wall. That's okay. What we can do is just shade these. There we go. And that's actually close enough. We're gonna, I want to give this a little more character instead of just bland. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Perfect. Sometimes, you know, I have to, like, why is this here? Ah, because I use a different texture. See, sometimes you, I forgot why I did certain things, and then I think, oh, I forgot to clean this up, but it's actually a necessity. There, I think we did a good job improving this level, and well, I think, you know, while we made some tremendous upgrades in visuals, I still feel like we kept the core gameplay of this level intact, pretty much. Only enhancing it, like not changing it too much. Like here, this area, I mean, I feel like this looks way better, and it's a more fun alternative to get the yellow key than just having it picked up on the floor. Like here, we can open this up. And why doesn't it work anymore? What the hell? Oh shit, I think I messed with... Hold on. Of course, tag 8, script 8. Script 8. Why doesn't script 8 work? Oh shit. 3, 8. Tag 9, what the hell? What the hell? Why did I use tag 8? What does tag 8 do actually? Oh wait, it's probably... My God. I think this is a remnant of... Tag 9. It doesn't make any sense. I think I broke the map. This tag 8 doesn't... Wait a minute, no. Oh, that's super weird, man. What I probably wanted initially was to actually have this map filled up with lava. I mean, with slime. Floor raised by times 8. Wait a minute. Tag 9. No, this definitely worked. Hold on, fellas. I'll be right back. Oh, wrong cam. There we go. So What the hell is going on with my script? Raised by value times 8. Tag 9. What the hell is wrong? I don't understand. Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Floor raised by value times 8. What the hell is that? Yellow key move. This is super weird because I swear. What the fuck is this? Why doesn't I tested this multiple times. That is the weirdest shit I have ever seen in my life. -1, huh? What the fuck? Height 32. Something is it's a 3D floor. What is this tag 9? Why is it here? Okay, it was 3D floor. Tag 9, why is this tag 9? Ah, wait, it's because of the 3D floor. Shit. Okay. Ah, okay, now I understand. Jesus Christ. Unused 7. Why is tag 8 here? I might, yeah, I don't want to mess it up. Ah, wait, no, oh, that's weird. I can't see anything with tag 8. Is it a remnant? Sector tag 8, find. Shit. There we go. Poison? I have to, it's kind of weird that let's see, 2-map-1. Let's see what I actually did. What is the interval? Because I kind of want to do it like the same. Delayed damage, strong 116. Spot a small error there. Okay. Delayed damage weak. Let's not punish the player too much. Okay, the screen turns green. Let's actually see. Yeah. So we got plenty of time to explore. Is that a secret? It's not yet. Okay. Okay, we get it back working again. Oh, that was pretty stupid. I didn't notice at first it was a 3D sector, but you can actually see it by the red lines here. Okay. So we got it back to, we broke it and then we got it back to working again. That's why you should, I should be really careful if I want to alter sector tags and but first you had to actually define, you have to actually give tags to sectors and then you can actually set a fate. That's how they used to do it. But with the UDMF, and the newer versions, you can actually just set it directly in sector properties. Which is really, it's better. It's more clear. So we could remove a lot of scripting lines here, but these are very simple. So we're probably gonna enhance some. I need additional scripting anyway to get the hub map to work. So, and of course we need to clean up the auto map again, because there are a few more sectors added here, but that's something for later. That's I'm gonna save that till the very end. So I'm gonna leave it at that for today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys, well, probably somewhere next week. So take care, and until soon.